Hello, my name is Kyle Siren, Customer Risk Manager with Arden Mills Solutions. We hope you are healthy and happy. June has historically been a fun time for me. It's usually a month with several industry events, giving me the opportunity to see many of you in person. We may not have the same opportunity to meet in person like last year, but I certainly look forward to when that time comes again. While it is nice to start thinking of better days, the task at hand now is to look at the June USDA reports and see what this means for our respective businesses. With that, let's jump into this edition of the Inside Scoop. Welcome to the June edition of the Inside Scoop. The USDA has estimated that the 2020 U.S. hard red winter wheat production will be 743 million bushels, an increase of 10 million bushels against their estimate from a month ago. This production is larger than what most market participants were expecting. When talking about hard red winter wheat, one has to talk about the number one producing state, Kansas. Kansas is forecasted to produce 318 million bushels of wheat, which is roughly 20 million bushels lower than a year ago. The yield the USDA is forecasting for Kansas is 49 bushels to the acre, which, as you can see on this chart, would be the third largest in history. Market participants have been estimating Kansas wheat yields closer to 40 to 44 bushels the acre, so this was a bit of a surprise. Combines will be rolling through Kansas rather soon, so stay tuned to that. Looking at the rest of the world, the USDA forecast for major exporter production was slightly reduced. The European Union saw its wheat production forecast reduced by 2 million tons to 141 million metric tons. Ukraine's wheat production forecast was lowered by 1.5 million metric tons to 26.5 million metric tons. Conversely, Australia saw its production forecast increase by 2 million tons to 26 million metric tons. Here is Australia's wheat production. As you can see, 26 million tons is an increase of over 10 million tons from last year. But historically speaking, this may be a fairly normal production output. Australia is a long ways away from harvesting the wheat crop. And with smaller production forecasts from Northern Hemisphere exporters, it is important that Australia reemerges as a significant wheat exporter. This will be an important factor to watch. This chart illustrates the forecasted 10 million ton drop in Northern Hemisphere exporter wheat production. The nearly 14 million ton smaller crop forecast in the European Union is the primary reason for this. Europe and Russia are still a few weeks away from their winter wheat harvest. The spring wheat crop in Russia has a lot of weather ahead to navigate. These will continue to be factors to watch. The last factor we want to discuss is currency. Over the past few weeks, the dollar has been rather weak versus the euro, the ruble, and other currencies. Here, we are showing the euro versus the dollar. You can see the strength the euro had, trading back near the March highs when social distancing became part of all of our lexicon. It is too early to say that the euro has failed at this level. We know currency greatly influences world wheat prices. If weather is the number one risk factor for wheat price direction, we will argue for right now that currency is risk factor number 1A. A strengthening dollar may push U.S. wheat futures lower, and a weakening dollar could potentially help strengthen U.S. wheat futures. In closing, market participants will start to pay close attention to harvest results here in the U.S. and in a few weeks in Europe and in the Black Sea region. These harvest results will likely influence wheat futures over the next month, as well as the state of spring wheat crops in the U.S., Canada, and Russia. If you want to discuss this further, please feel free to drop me an email to discuss the markets and how they are impacting your business. Until next month, we wish you and yours a safe and healthy day.